episode 19. One away from 20. We made it. We're almost there. Almost there. But welcome back to the Purple Rain podcast with Simply AS10 me and my guy Seth right there.
Hi guys.
Yeah, I don't think you know we have an Instagram account. If you want to follow it at the Purple Rain podcast, I know this Sunday I'll give my react to the game because the Ravens game. I'm just so into it. It's just hard to pick up my phone and give my reaction, but I'll definitely be able to give my reaction this week on that on the Instagram account. So follow it if you want to see what's up.
Definitely. What's up, Rain Gang? We see y'all in the chat. We see y'all in the chat. Yeah, we missed you guys. K-Dog, Peyton Ellis. We got Void, Christopher Swain. We got Charles Holloway. We got the whole Rain Gang in here, and they're still trickling in too. Love to see it. We got Brandon Lewis. We got God Baby. We got John James. You know, I'm gonna shout out everybody I see in the chat. You know, we got to do that. Keep them coming. Let us know you're in here. If you're new here, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. And like my guy Alex said, you can follow us on Instagram now at the Purple Rain Podcast. So you'll be getting all of our latest updates on Ravens information and our takes on things like that, NFL news, and all things Purple Rain. So welcome to episode 19 of the Purple Rain Podcast. We have quite a bit to get into today. For this being our second episode post being eliminated from the playoffs.
We told you.
Yeah.
Just because the Ravens season stopped doesn't mean we do. Come on.
Right. Exactly. And we're still going to be going strong here on the Purple Rain Podcast, which is why, like I said, you should subscribe because we're here to stay. Now, we originally said that we were starting at 6. We ended up starting at 6:30. So in the meantime, we had you guys put in questions of things that you wanted answered. So everybody who put in a question before we went live, don't think I forgot about you. We definitely will be getting to those questions soon enough.
Yes. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we have a
Not
lot
even just
to
Ravens.
talk about.
I know. Like, there's so much going on around the league right now. So
yeah, it's conference championship weekend too.
Yeah.
So lots to get into, but of course, we got to lead with the Ravens news because this is a Ravens-based podcast here. You guys know that. And there's a lot of stuff that transpired, rather, if you will, within the last 2 days, last 48 hours. And one of those things was John Harbaugh taking the stand at the press conference and answering some questions, answering the tough questions, which you got to, hats off to him because who wants to do that after losing a playoff game? And he's been there many a time, so he handles it with a lot of grace. So, big respect to him for that. But some of the answers that he gave, some Ravens fans may feel are controversial. Alex may feel they're controversial. Do you feel they're controversial, what he said yesterday?
Yeah. I would say, yeah. With the offense that averaged 11.6 points in their past 3 games, I think you got to say controversial. 3 postseason games. Got to say controversial. I was kind of happy he brought up the whole Steve Smith, Kurt Warner things. Did you watch that video by any chance? Like what they said?
Yeah. I did watch that video, and it's funny that you bring that up because we're gonna watch that video together, at least a clip of it, so we can just kind of review that really quick and get some context here. So, if you guys don't mind, we'll pull up this really quick. We'll listen to our guy John Harbaugh. I'm going to start it a little bit in.
Passing team that gets the ball out on time in a West Coast type style or a greatest show on turf type style. But that's not the offense that we run. And we're not going to change an offense that, because it doesn't fit his eye, So, but we've got all the concepts. There's nobody has more effective movement passes and more effective play action passes off of a run game than we do because we've got the most complete run game. And we've got all the play action and movement passes off of that. And all of our drop back passes we're not going to be as complex as a Pittsburgh or a team that throws the ball 40 to 50 times a game because we don't throw the ball as much as they do. So I think that just stands to reason. So we'll build the passing game around our players and our talent and around our quarterback and around our running backs and around our offensive line to suit our players to play winning football and to score points. I mean, I think we were the 7th or 8th highest scoring offense in the league last year. So We can talk about the other 24, 23 of those teams and talk about what they're not doing to fit somebody's eye. But it goes back to, and the reason I'm strong on this is because it goes back to the same criticism that we've heard for the last 3 years about not being the type of an offense or the type of a quarterback that some people want to see. And that's just, they're just going to have to live with it, because Lamar Jackson's won a lot of football games here. And our offense has won us a lot of football games here. And we're not apologizing that for 1 second. We are going to improve it, no question about it. We're going to go to work to be more precise, more efficient, better at what we do. That's what we have to do, be better at it. And we'll leave the criticism to the critics. And when they're ready to, coordinate their offense and put their product on the field, I'll be looking forward to competing against it.
Hashtag sassy Harbs. You got a little sassy in there. You're muted. Your mic's muted.
My bad.
There we go. You're good.
There we go. Yeah, but he did get a little bit of emotional in there. You can kind of tell, he was talking this stuff a little bit, but I mean, and rightfully so, because he is, he doesn't really deserve all the criticism that he gets. At least I feel that way.
Yeah.
Now, some of the things that he did say though were kind of like worrying, kind of concerning. Especially when he brought up the whole point that, like, okay, like, we just have to be better at what we're doing right now. Like, we don't need to change. Like, that's basically what he was implying. Like, we don't need to change anything about what we're doing. We need to just execute better in what we're already doing. And I understand that, but, like, at the same time, and, multiple people have said it, you cannot have the number one rushing attack but have the dead last passing attack and expect to win a Super Bowl. You just can't do it. You can't do it. At some point, you're not going to be able to run your game plan that way, and you're going to be forced to pass. And if we're not going to change and adapt to be able to do that, then something's wrong. Like, that's why I have an issue with what he said there. And my biggest issue is this, right? On our offense, we have probably the most dynamic quarterback in the league, but we
arguably ever.
Exactly. But we have the least dynamic offense in the league. And that's just that's sad. That's sad. And we're not going to win like that. So I do think that things need to change. And of course, we'll get into the whole Greg Roman thing in a little bit. But let me get your thoughts on the whole John Harbaugh press conference.
What's worrying as well is he's bringing up the whole points per game. Cool. Okay. Doesn't matter if we don't do anything in the playoffs. It's kind of like in baseball. A team can have the best, the run percentage, but they can lose a ton of games because you have these games where you just pop off for, say, 15, 20 runs, and you can put up a 0 spot the next couple of games. You can it can show you to average 4 to 5 runs a game, but if you're 1-4 in those games, what is the point? And that's what I don't get. It's like, okay, we score all these points in the regular season, we get to the playoffs, but it's like, what do we do in the divisional round? We were all happy. I was happy we won the game, but the way we went out, 3 points. You're trying to tell me we went to Buffalo. We got the guys all up there, and we only scored 3 points. 3 points. I'm not the biggest fan of Harbaugh, and this started 2017 with Marty Morningwig after the whole Tyler Boyd thing. I'm like, it's just time for a different road for the offense, and he's just way too loyal to his coordinators. Defense, Wink, we all know Wink deserves to be a head coach somewhere. He's not. Okay. Yeah. Roman, on the other hand, his seat was hot. Whole season, it was hot. And I think, I'll admit it, I got over my heels about this offense because look who we played. I mean, the Browns game, we did good, but played Dallas, played Jacksonville, played the Bengals, played the Giants. It's like, okay, we were on this hot streak, but who do we beat that was good besides the Browns? Yeah. So I definitely got to blame myself for that one because I thought I had belief in Greg Roman, and it's out there on this podcast, but you got to do something with the passing game. I'm sorry. And when you have players, which will get us into our next segment, calling them out, that's not a good look.
And I think that's interesting because, with the Ravens, normally what happens is we come on strong later in the season. We win a lot of our games down the stretch. And then, when we're eliminated from playoffs or, playoff contention, at the very end of the season, it's like everybody, the whole organization still seems to feel optimistic no matter what. It's like, okay, we won games down the stretch, so we don't really need to change anything, going into next season. And we kind of keep repeating that same cycle. And I think that might be what happened. That might be what's happening here, and I hope not. But a lot of people saying that Roman got to go and all this and that. But I think somebody actually brought up in the chat. Yeah, like Emmanuel Asapa said, you can't run yourself to a Super Bowl in 2020. Also, can't rely on your quarterback being your running back.
I mean, let's take a look at the 4 quarterbacks left right now: Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. On the AFC side, those guys can still, they can run it if they want to, but they're not going to. I mean, Josh Allen, I mean, he's scored the most rushing touchdowns, I think, since he came in the league. You don't hear about that. You don't. You would think it's Lamar or Kyler Murray or somebody else. But it's the game's evolved. Now, if this team was in the 2000s, the 90s, they're a dynasty. In the 80s, it's running and good defense. But with the no passing game, you're not getting close to that Super Bowl. I mean, I saw somebody tweet out today, the Chiefs have it down. They have an amazing passing attack and an average to a good defense. And that's what wins Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I am infinite. He says the route concepts are not to NFL standard. Harbs and Giro are hindering Lamar and wasting the talents of these young players. You agree with that?
Steve Smith agrees with that. And I'm agreeing with Steve Smith. I mean, that's Hall of Fame caliber receiver. I'm going to agree with him.
Yeah, can't hate on that, honestly. And like the whole route concepts thing, it's kind of true. When you break down some of the film, it's like, okay, these routes aren't creative at all. And you can tell they're not like routes that are designed to like really get outside the numbers a whole lot.
Yeah.
And it's just, it doesn't work. And I think that they need to like open up the playbook. And our guy Engraven Videos actually said it in his video, shout out to him. He said that like when you have like a young quarterback and you see that they struggle in one area, you don't need to just like kind of shelter them or hide them away from that. You need to challenge them. You know what I mean? Like I would rather see Lamar Jackson throw more interceptions on like different types of like harder throws rather than them just like not threaten that at all. Like if they don't threaten that at all, then like teams won't respect us at all, and that's what teams don't do. They don't respect us. And they know what type of routes we're running, like over the middle, Mark Andrews, Willie Snead. And that's why those guys really don't get a whole lot of yak, even when they do catch the balls, because like teams are already knowing where the ball is going. So,
I want to actually take my comment back about Mark Andrews, because there's a lot of the time where he is double, triple team. So that's why he's not getting open. My comment was more, when we try to get him the ball, it's kind of 50-50. You don't know if he's going to catch it or not. But I'm not. He's trying his best to get open, honestly, because he's our main target and teams are zeroed in on him. Yeah. So that's why I feel a lot of Ravens fans, they want this number 1 receiver, because look what Stephon Diggs did to Josh Allen. Because if you're going to sit here and tell me that Josh Allen is the same Josh Allen as last year, you're lying to yourself, because it wasn't.
Right.
Stephon Diggs took him to the next level. Imagine what Allen Robinson could do to Lamar, take him to the next level.
That's true. That's true. Man. Honestly, I think that with our guy, like, and I know we're going to talk about Dez and everything like that, but like our receivers and everybody, I know everybody wants us to bring in Allen Robinson. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about Greg? Yeah. Can we talk about it, bro? It's been on my heart, on my spirit for a while now.
And that's when the best opinions come out, when you're speaking with passion and it's from the heart. So let's hear it.
Yeah. So like, our guy, Dez Bryant, our receiver, you guys know number 88, right? Right. Throw up the X, right? So he's actually been active, very active on social media, as many of you know, posting videos of him in practice, playing really well, playing really, really well. Cooking corners. And we're going to show you that as well. I'm going to show you that in a second here, but it's just something that, like, what was your initial reaction to that, Alex? Like, you seeing that?
So when I first saw it, I was like, it reminded me when Earl Thomas posted the whole fight thing. Remember when he was posting in the summer, he was posting those videos. I'm like, oh, here we go. But it wasn't. It was just one. It wasn't like full scrimmages. It's just 1-on-1s or like a 5-on-5. So teams aren't going to get much from it. And I'm like, he is cooking up. I mean, it wasn't just practice squad guys. I saw Anthony Averett was one of them. Tremont Williams, who actually just signed with the Packers today, was one of them too. So he's cooking up NFL. There's Tremont Williams right there, getting absolutely just taken apart by Dez Bryant. So I'm like, he's doing this red zone. Like, this is why we said, if we're in the red zone, just give the jump ball to Dez. Because look at this right here.
Just right over top of him.
Yeah.
Right over top of him.
Just flying by.
Exactly. You can see that he still has it. You know what I mean? He still has it. He just does not get the opportunities. And you can actually see what he says in the caption. He says, all of these are great passes by Lamar, by the way.
I was going to bring that up, too.
Yeah. You saw the comment that somebody made in his response?
I believe I saw it. I can try to pull it up if you can't find it. I can see if I can find it.
I wasn't able to find it like on the on his Instagram. He might have deleted it. I don't know. But I know he was saying that like he hates people like criticizing Lamar when he really doesn't get like the opportunities that he needs. Like, and he was talking about like throwing the ball and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. Dez kind of throwing a little bit of shade at Giro.
Okay, so I found it. The comment was, QB dropping you some nice dimes too. Dez responded back, yeah, that's Lamar. I'm posting this because I'm tired of hearing he can't throw whenever he's not getting a real opportunity. Yeah. And those last couple of words is what really makes it towards Greg Roman. He's not getting a real opportunity.
Yeah, man. I mean, and that's just – so I'm just watching some of these Dez highlights here, man, or practice highlights. But, yeah, it's kind of telling. It's very telling, actually, you know, on what's going on in that locker room even. And it's really concerning as well. Like when you have like somebody like Dez Bryant who next year could be a very key leader. I could see Dez Bryant coming out and being a very vocal and key leader on our offense or in our locker room period next year because, you know, he'll have been here for a season with us. Excuse me, had an off season with us and everything like that. And, you know, he'll feel more comfortable. So I don't think it's a good sign or it's not a good look that, you know, he's saying stuff like this in public, basically saying like Giro's not letting Lamar loose. He's not giving him the opportunities that he needs. You know, is Giro losing the offense? Is he losing the locker room?
Think about it. He lost Hollywood after it was against the Steelers game when he put out the what's the point of having soldiers if you're never going to use them? Because that wasn't towards Lamar. That was towards Greg Roman. I mean, that's two of his receivers now. I think Judon liked to comment. It can. And I feel the only reason why Lamar hasn't said anything, he doesn't want to be known as like the offensive coordinator killer, which I 100% get. So, I mean, something's got to be done, and it really. I'm looking at John Harbaugh. I really am. I mean, I know there's fans on Twitter saying, "Oh, like if you want Harbaugh out, you're part of the problem," but we don't want him out necessarily. We want him to just get a grip and make a change that's for the best. Right. I mean, we get the run game is great and all, but like we said, you are not going to win a Super Bowl with no pass game. It's not happening.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely not. Let me see what you guys got going on in the chat here.
90 people watching, so thank you right there. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Yes. Devon Johnson, what up, Rain Gang? Yeah, what's up, man? Appreciate you for coming through.
Always coming through. Always.
Yeah. Chris Hall says Dez ain't coming back. Harbaugh hates the truth.
He does. Okay. Bernard Pollard. I mean, that's why he did.
Let's see. Adit Mahmood has a question for us. He says, would you rather spend money on Robinson, Galladay, Godwin, or a top guard like Joe Thuney, Brandon Scherf, etc.?
I'm going to go with the top guard, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the top guard as well.
That would benefit the pass game. I mean, because it could help get Lamar time and help the run game. But, I mean, if he can have anybody he wants to, but if he has no time to throw it to him, what's the point? You know?
Exactly. That and, like, another thing as well is, like, what I was thinking about this whole situation. I don't understand what good we would get out of bringing in an Allen Robinson, a Kenny Galladay, or a Chris Godwin to be that number one receiver and do things like we're seeing Dez do in practice. You know what I mean? Like, we have guys who can be that guy. Dez is that guy. We see that here. We don't have a bad secondary. And I'm sure they're actually trying against Dez Bryant. Like, Dez Bryant still has it. He still has something in the tank.
I mean, Allen
So it's like,
Iverson said it best. It's practice. But it's more, it's not just practice. Like, you're not going out there and saying, oh, well, if I don't do this, it'll happen on Sunday. No, like, there's a reason why they're trying their asses off because they want to get more playtime, and he deserved it. Let me just go to Dez Bryant's stats real quick because for those who are here, I get a Dez Bryant video dropping tomorrow. And it's kind of hard to make a video when the guy has 6 catches for the whole year, but I made it happen. but just going through, he was active in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. 6 receptions. 6. 13 targets. 2 touchdowns.
Red zone threat? Yeah.
And what really made me mad, Harbaugh's like, we're looking for the Anquan Bolden type guy, big, physical, and I don't like doing this in the Ravens chat, but I had to go in full caps. I'm like, we have one in Dez Bryant. I'm like,
yeah,
like,
I mean, it's
really,
true.
really, it's just stuff like that. It just kind of makes me lose faith in him more and more each year.
Yeah, that's honest opinion. Yeah, like I agree with that 100%. Tanja Bowman, she actually says, what a shame we had Dez on the field and never used him. That just didn't make any sense. But we don't use Duvernay either. Why am I surprised? Shaking my head. Yeah, we don't use Duvernay either. I saw somebody post a highlight, reel of Duvernay back when he was in Texas. And he looked really good. And, we haven't seen really anything from Duvernay in the Ravens offense. So it's like we're underutilizing him. We're underutilizing everybody. Honestly, like our main guys are, Mark Andrews, Hollywood, and Willie Snead. But you would just love to see a guy like Dez Bryant, a guy like Duvernay step up and, gain more opportunities. But again, like we always say here on the Purple Rain podcast, hopefully next season there's a preseason and we can get some of those guys in some more action. And hopefully our offense will, get them more involved. What do you think about that, though?
I 100% agree. And when we say use Duvernay, not that one jet sweep every 3 games. No.
Right.
We mean more than just jet sweeps, Greg Roman. I'm looking at you. I really am. Because, we're like, oh, we can't develop receivers. We can't do this. We can't do that. Well, yeah, because we don't use them.
Right.
Like, I get that drafting a guy in the 3rd round and the 6th round. But look what Duvernay did at Texas. He was mossing dudes. Look what James Prochet did at SMU. Watch his highlight reel and come back here because I can guarantee it would be one of the best ones you've seen from a college receiver in a while.
Yeah.
He was making one-handed catches, sideline, toe tapping. I don't care about speed at receiver, it's hands. And that's what he has. So it just DeCosta saw something in these guys, and at this point I'm trusting DeCosta more than Harbaugh. So he knows what he sees. And it's just frustrating to say the least.
It was very frustrating. Sean Kemp says because Andrews and Hollywood work the middle of the field and Lamar cannot throw outside. I guess he was saying that in response to you're talking about who are the main guys. And Hollywood and Andrews, they do work the middle of the field. But you're wrong about saying that Lamar cannot throw outside because he definitely can. He's just not as consistent as he needs to be. Yeah. And that's something that can, that can improve over time, and I really, really wish, I really, really hope that Lamar gets with somebody in the off season. I'm not sure exactly who, but, to just kind of work on his mechanics because he's got to get better year to year. We just did not see that same jump in progression from year 1 to 2 that we didn't see that same progression in year 2 to 3. This year we didn't see the same type of progression. So we need to see him work on things in the off season and, here on the Purple Rain podcast, we'll be fully unbiased. We'll criticize Lamar just as much as we praise him. And, there's some things that he has to work on. So, like I said, in the offseason, I hope that he definitely does get with somebody and I get some improvements there.
I know Hollywood said they were already going to get together in the offseason, which is big. Just staying active, staying in sync, getting that chemistry up. Because what we didn't see from Hollywood was the backyard football. Like we saw with Mark Andrews against Cleveland. So if we can get that going, that can just help out the passing game even more. That's if he has the time in the pocket.
Yeah. What up, Boz? Says Rain Gang.
Our mod.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's see. Joseph Follett says Boykin has that potential. What's your assessment on Miles Boykin? Like what do we do with him?
You got to keep him, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think take him out of the team, you'll see what he means, for that blocking in the run game.
Yeah.
I just feel we're underutilizing every receiver. Everyone we have.
And I mean, a lot of that also comes from the route concepts as well, because I just feel like we're not getting. By the way, guys, we have over 100 people watching live right now. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, like, subscribe to the video, and yeah, go Rain Gang. But listen, man, we have so many different weapons on our team, and like the route concepts that we use just does not allow us to utilize any of them, and we only got to see flashes of guys like James Prochet, flashes of guys like Devin Duvernay, like you guys are saying. Miles Boykin was probably the most Miles Boykin, I say he had a pretty decent year. What would you grade Miles Boykin's year? Like, if you had to give him an A, B, C, D rating, like what would you give him on the year? Because he had some touchdowns,
I'm not going to give a full C. I'm going to give the first half a D minus. Second half of the year, I give a C plus, B minus. He turned it on, but just remember the first half of the year, he was out of sync with Lamar, dropping passes. Just Lamar throws the ball, he's not even turned around.
Yeah.
Actually, I give him a B minus second half of the year, and then the D plus for the first half. All in all, around the C, just this is average. But he was good for getting touchdowns, which was big. He could catch the ball in the end zone, which we needed.
So if you give Boykin a C, what are you giving Willie Snead?
A C plus, B minus, because he made the catches we needed.
You're right. He did make some clutch catches this season. Shout out to Willie Snead. Yeah.
Real quick. So we drafted 2 receivers this year in the draft last year. Together they had 21 receptions for 215 yards.
Well.
And I mean, there was one catch for 14 yards from Prochet, but Duvernay had 20 for 201. Yeah. And that's just receptions. Rushing, he had 4 attempts for 70 yards, and then he had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Average 27.5 per return. So, if they can't see anything's there with Duvernay, I don't know who is the scouting guy, but just leave because you see something. Just get out of the Ravens while you can.
Yeah, Willie, Mr. Consistent. What would you give? I'm kind of liking this whole grading thing. What would you give Hollywood Brown on the year?
I gotta split him up into 2.
Man, you gotta go all in all. We can't split them up.
All right. First half of the year, because I'm gonna average it out. You got to give him like a D. It was bad. He started off really good the first game. Second game was all right. Third game did nothing against the Chiefs. Second half of the year, you got to give him an A minus. So I'll go a B minus or a B solid for him.
B solid.
Because he came up big when it mattered. He doesn't make that catch against the Browns. We're not making the playoffs.
That's true. What
is the rank? Let's we had the
I'm about to say
the keeper. What? Let's do it.
Yeah. The Rain Gang is in the chat. Peyton Elizabeth, shout out to her. She says playoff Hollywood was A plus.
He's the only player I think who can keep his head high and knowing he did nothing wrong in those 2 games. He did everything that was asked of him.
Yeah, honestly. BNN Productions says A plus. Evoke says a C minus overall.
Oh, that's harsh.
Interesting. Black says an A. Shout out to Blacks. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Appreciate you.
The Rain Gang is growing. It's growing. Yeah. We love to see it.
Yeah, love to see it. Make sure you guys like the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. We appreciate all of you guys. Let's see who else. B plus overall for our guy Christopher Swain. Shout out Christopher Swain as well. Yes. B plus. That's a pretty good grading. I like the B. I like the B minus. But let's move on to somebody else. Mark Andrews.
You got to give him a C. I think bang average.
Okay. C. I like the C because it's just like we see Mark Andrews impact the game mostly when we're already ahead, when we're controlling the game, you know? We don't really see him like in the biggest moments, you know what I mean? Like against the Chiefs when he dropped that touchdown in the end zone. You know, when he dropped that touchdown in the end zone just a couple days ago. You know, it's just I would give him a C.
See, I mean, it's hard because he gets double and triple team, but so does Kelsey, so does Kittle, and they get open. I mean, Waller, I watched a few Raiders games this year. He was making catches with dudes draped all over him.
Yeah.
Now, Mark Andrews last year was making those same catches. I remember in the Seattle game, he had one. He was falling back, caught it. Patriots fell back and caught it. But this year, just maybe he'll come back with a chip on his shoulder next year, but I'm going to go with C.
Go with C. Yeah. Let's see what the Rain Gang has to say about that. Let's see. Marcus Hughes says Andrews in the regular season is a C, but playoffs a D+. Yeah. Black says he's hot and cold. That's true.
I still love him.
Oh yeah, we still love Mark Andrews over here at the Purple Rain podcast. The whole Ravens flock should still love Mark Andrews. We just, we're a family. You know what I'm saying? We can criticize family.
You know how they have? We've brought this up before. Like they had a playoff Hollywood. Right. I feel gang sign Mark Andrews is a different Mark Andrews. When he starts throwing up those signs, he's about to take the game over. I mean, we really didn't see that this whole year. It was bad. Yeah,
we really didn't see it a whole lot. Peyton Elizabeth, just to your point, she says, I feel like Andrews has a hard time getting himself amped up. Yeah, we see that sometimes. We see that. Trap Out says C++.
I can go with that.
J.K. Dobbins, rookie season. Everybody's got to remember that. This was J.K. Dobbins' rookie season. So for him, you have to weigh it accordingly in taking that into consideration. I would probably say I would give him a B+.
I'm going the same. I'll B+ too. The only thing that stops him from getting an A for me is the hands. The only thing.
Yeah.
If he can improve on that, it would have been an A year. But I think B+ is fair.
Absolutely. And, a lot of people don't know it, but he actually did lead the NFL in yards per carry for running backs at 6.3 yards a carry. Of course, he didn't get like the exact same amount of touches as these other guys did, but that's still pretty impressive for a rookie campaign.
Since we're on running backs, let's go with Gus Edwards.
Okay.
What you guys think for the bus?
I would say for the Rain Gang, the consensus is A, B. A lot of people are saying A, B.
Yeah.
But for Gus Edwards, man, I don't. I'm gonna say B+, man. You wanna know why? Because Gus Edwards, when he comes in the game, he's the most underrated, overlooked and underrated player on our offense, if you ask me.
I'm glad you brought that. Why did you use that phrase? Just tell me real quick. Why was that phrase being? I'm glad you brought it up.
Well, I use it because it's true, but I do have a clothing line. It's called Overlooked Underrated. If you would like to shop Overlooked Underrated, you can go visit olerclothing.com. I will put the link in the chat.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I think that he's really underrated because he's the guy. He hits the hole very hard, very north-south runner, and that's something that the Ravens have always valued, always cherished. Whenever we had guys like Jamal Lewis and all those guys back then who were just McGahee, he hit the hole hard kind of guys. So I give him a B+ because he always does what he needs to do.
I'm probably gonna be biased here, but I'm gonna give him an A- for this reason. I know. I'm glad. I'm so happy you pinned that because his first 2 seasons he had no catches at the backfield, but this year I wanted more from him, and that's what he gave. He caught out the backfield, and Lamar was looking his way. So, and he had the play against the Jaguars, like a 40-yard catch, the Patriots, like a 30-yarder, then the one against the Giants where he caught it, toe tapped it, and then ran somebody over. I'm going to go A- because he improved his game. He took that next step, even in limited snaps and even in a three at the back room. So,
yeah,
I'm going to go A- for Gus.
Okay. I like that. Is there anybody else that we should do?
Matt Skura.
Yeah, all right, yeah. He might as well just go ahead and drop out.
We can do defense
Let's.
if you guys want to.
I'm about to say, yeah. Let's see what the Rain Gang has to say. Who they want us to
Yeah, they
grade
tell us.
next. Yeah,
They
you
tell
guys
us.
tell us.
There's a few guys on defense that I'm going to be very biased towards, but I'll try to keep it low.
Yeah, keep it on the DL. Let's see. Defensive guys. Christopher Swain says defensive guys.
Yes.
I'm about to say, let us know who. Let us know who.
I see
Michael the
Fs.
Hawks fan. I see Lamar Jackson. We'll do Lamar Jackson and then go down.
Okay. Ooh.
Lamar
First half
Jackson.
of the year, I'm going to go a C+. He's trying to do too much. But after he got the COVID, he turned into the MVP self, which was an A+.
Yeah.
So overall, I'm going to give a B to a B+.
Right.
I mean, because he obviously led us to the playoffs, did his thing. But
yeah.
just that first half of the year, he didn't look like himself. I think he was trying to be that passer and,
Yeah.
Just stick to what wins.
I'm gonna give Lamar a B minus.
Okay.
Like you said, I think he came on really strong towards the end of the season, post the whole COVID thing. But we did see kind of some of the same jitters in the postseason that we, were familiar with. And we saw it specifically in that Bills game. Like you could see on certain plays where like he just was not anticipating throws, and there was a lot of times where he could have gotten the ball out if he would have, taken his drop, planted his foot, got the ball out. It would have been completions. But, we saw him hesitate a lot of the time, and I'm not sure why he does that. He kind of waits until guys are actually fully open instead of anticipating when they're going to be open and, throwing them open rather. So that was my my biggest knock on him this year, because I didn't see that improvement all the way. So I would give him a B minus.
Okay.
But
I mean, fair.
Yeah. So we've got a couple other ones. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
37 minutes in, 113 people watching. Thank you.
Ooh.
We appreciate the love because I wasn't expecting this type of love even after we're out the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
Just to give you a little peek, still coming. We got championship predictions. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know it was coming.
Yep.
AFC, NFC. We'll talk about those games and just some NFL news going on. That'll be coming up soon.
Absolutely. Definitely want to stick around. Guys. Let's see. What else do we have going on here? I saw, you guys are coming through really, really fast right now. Bear with us. I saw my guy, NFL Productions. He said Matt Judon.
See, I want us to keep Judon. I feel people judge him unfairly. I really do. I think they expect him to be like a Michael Strahan and just get double-digit sacks every season, but that's not the player he is.
Right.
His sacks come in bunches, it feels like, and he does more of it. He'll hop into coverage if he has to, and he really showed out against the Titans. He was big. I think he had like an 80-some overall PFF grade for that, even though I really don't like PFF. Go with B minus B. Is that fair? I feel like his contract, though. He didn't play up to his contract, and I get that.
That's why I would give him a C plus.
Yeah.
I give him 2 pluses though. I mean, I thought, like, to all your points, he played really well. He stood out against, the Titans. He helped out a lot in that game. But like you said, he just did not play up to that contract. I wanted us to keep Judon, but I wanted him to have one of those prove it years, because this was like a prove it year for him. If he would have really turned up, then I feel like it'd have been no questions about whether or not we were going to bring him back. But he didn't do it consistently enough for me throughout the season. So I give him a C plus for Judon.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So moving right along here, we've got Yannick Ngakoue.
Ooh. Ooh, that's a good one. You got to start off with this one because I feel it can go one of two ways.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It can definitely go one of two ways, but I'm going to have to give him a C minus. I'm going to give him a C minus only because of just the expectations of what we expected for him coming into Baltimore, coming onto our defense. He just wasn't quite what we expected. He wasn't getting around the edge. Teams seemed to catch on to his moves. Like he was only a one or two trick pony. That one move that he has, the outside rush, where he gets the guy's hand down and gets on the outside really quickly. But we just didn't really see it a whole lot of pressures from him. He did stand out, and I think what was it like? Who did we play? It was one of those bad teams we played where he had
The Jaguars.
the Jags. Yeah, he
of
played,
course it was.
Of course, right.
Revenge.
So yeah, and other than that though, we really just did not see the fruits of our labor and trading for him come to fruition. So I give him a C minus. What about you though?
Bang average. I could give him a C. He got his pressures, but I think it's funny because that sack they had. If we recovered that fumble, we still might be in the playoffs right now because that would have been great field position. Instead, they punted it away. But I'll give it a C. But that's just how football is. Yeah, it's just one small thing can change how we feel.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that was by our guy Slickest Shard. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for joining the stream. Also, we have Vision Sky. Thank you for joining the stream. Thank all of you guys for watching right now. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoy the content. We appreciate it.
I think this is our record. 122.
This is our record. This is our record.
So thank you. Big
thank you guys so much. But he says Marlon Humphrey. What's our grade for Marlon Humphrey this year? He got his deal this year. We saw him come on very strong in the beginning of the season with all the forced fumbles and everything like that. Then he kind of the fruit punch. Then he kind of cooled off with that a little bit. Was still very good in coverage. Got burned up a couple times by AJ Brown. So that sets the story for Marlon Humphrey. What is your grade, Alex, on him for the season?
I mean, you got the first half of the year was an A+. I mean, you couldn't have asked more from him. Second half of the year, though, the Browns game wasn't good. The Titans game wasn't good. The Titans playoff game got cooked, but adjustments. He showed up in the second half. I think our secondary played very well in the Bills game. I think, we always talk about the bad, but I think that secondary played its ass off. I know Diggs got his catches, but that's how it's going to be.
Right. And Diggs didn't get off. He didn't really get he didn't go crazy or anything.
Yeah. You take the touchdown away. I mean, it's 4 catches, I think, in the 90-yard area. So it wasn't like the game Justin Jefferson had this year. Those crazy games.
Yeah.
So I'll go. I think a B+ is fair for Marlon.
B+.
I think he's that guy. We trust 44.
Yeah.
And it's been he stays healthy. Knock on wood, but
right.
I'm gonna go. I'll go a B+. I think that's fair.
I think that's fair too. I like the B+. Chris Swain says Deshaun Elliott. We'll do a couple more, guys.
This was the one. I am. If I could, I give him an A+ because I think he's probably one of my favorite players on the team.
Yeah.
I think a B to a B+ is fair. He didn't make many mistakes. This was his first. He started his first ever game week 1.
Yeah.
And he did his thing. I mean, he got his sacks, forced fumbles. Didn't get that pick. That's coming though. That's coming. But
yeah,
he was everything we want in a safety. Hard hitting, was doing his thing.
I mean, and the best of all, he stayed healthy.
Exactly, and that was our biggest fear. We had that when he was playing Washington in week 4. He had that stinger, caught right back up, back on the field. That scared me, but if he can stay healthy, oh man,
absolutely.
Man. I gotta get a 32 jersey. Got to.
Yeah, man. Deshaun Elliott, I would definitely give him B+ in that area. Our guy Boz, he brings up a very, very interesting one. This one is fascinating to me. He says Patrick Queen.
Mind you, Boz is a Steelers fan. So this is thank you. He's bringing the love. This is hard because PFF graded him at an F. Like a 28 rating. He was the second worst linebacker rated in the league.
Oh wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was bad.
Jeez. I mean, I can see kind of why and how, because it just seems like he doesn't have the whole mental side of the game there yet.
Yeah.
And that'll come with time. Like, he could end up being very, very good because he is very, very skilled physically. He's very, very talented. But we saw him miss some gaps, make some bad reads on defense this year. So on some certain plays. So we just need to see more from Patrick Queen. But if I had to give him an overall grade for his rookie season, because like I said, you have to have to weigh it in, that these guys are rookies. They didn't get a preseason this past season. So if I had to weigh it all in all, I would give Patrick Queen I'm gonna give him a C plus, and I think that's a pretty good grade for him because he didn't make a huge impact in his rookie season, but he did come in and make some big plays. He did still have that fumble recovery for the touchdown. He did have that forced fumble on Joe Burrow against the Bengals. He had some good plays. He had some bright moments. So I would give him, other than those miscues that he had where it was just kind of like some rookie mistakes, he did pretty well. So I give him a C plus.
I'm just pull this up real quick. This was his rating, right there, 29.7.
29.7.
I'm gonna go with C minus.
Okay.
I think it would be harsh to give him anything less than that. I mean, no preseason, no real NFL game time. He came in and he had a good for week one. Had a forced fumble against the Browns, but he's gonna improve. And he was thrown into the fire, starting linebacker week one in the NFL. Like that's hard. That's hard, and I think a lot of fans were hard on him. But I want to see more Malik Harrison next year, and that's a great point. He does need to learn his zone and play better zone. But he did pretty good, I'd say, for run stopping. He did miss his gas, but he'll improve on that, and he can get to the quarterback. That speed is something real. We saw it against the Titans.
Yep. Christopher Swain says it himself. He says he's got great speed and pursuit, like his hustle. Like I said, guys, he's very, very talented physically. Very talented. Let's see. I see Calais Campbell. We'll do two more, and then we'll move on. Calais Campbell.
He missed a good amount of games. It's hard.
He did miss.
So what would be accordingly?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I give him a B plus, man. I give him a B plus. He did miss. The only reason why I don't give him higher than that because he did miss games. And you could see at certain points like he was kind of playing hurt, so that impacted him on some of the games he did play. So he didn't play as well. But Calais Campbell, man, the way he impacts the game, he's so dominant physically up front. You know what I mean? Like he can take on two guys or like still see over an offensive lineman and bat down a pass. And we saw that multiple times this season happen. So, I mean, I would give him a, I think I said a B plus. I give him a B plus.
I got to agree with you there. I mean, we saw what he could do when he was in the field. B plus.
Yeah.
Gotta give him a B plus.
Yeah. The Rain Gang is in pretty much agreement. I see a C plus. I see a 85. I see a couple different things. B plus. Emmanuel Sapa. Yeah. So we'll do one more here, and then we're gonna move on for you guys. I think I saw Joseph Follett, our guy Joseph Follett. He says grade Malik Harrison, another rookie. Just to make this one quick, Malik Harrison. We really didn't get to see as much as we would have wanted to see from him. So I would probably have to say, like I said, also considering it's his rookie season, no preseason, all of that taken into consideration, I would give him a B. I would give him a B.
He made use of his opportunities. You knew when he was on the field.
Exactly. And you could see him impact certain plays. Like he had a really big stop against Derrick Henry against the Titans.
He met him. He met him man to man and said, "Let's do this."
Yeah. And remember, before the preseason started, well, not the preseason, before this season started, when we were on Raven's channel saying that, Malik Harrison can be that thunder, and we definitely did see some of that or flashes of it in this season. So hopefully, he'll get better and we'll see him more in the preseason and throughout next season as well. I'll
go with a C plus.
C plus.
I think. I mean, I say C is average, but I would give the plus because he made his plays in the field, and we'll see more of him next year.
Okay.
Can I throw one in? Can we do that? Can I throw one in?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. The other linebacker, we did 2 out of the 3. LJ Fort. What you guys giving him?
LJ Fort. Rain Gang, let us know. How are you rating LJ?
The least need of the defense. Reliable.
I know.
That's what I think of.
Yeah.
You know he's going to do his thing. And he got screwed out of a pick against the Cowboys. got rid of a pick 6 against the Jaguars. Like, he cannot catch a break.
Yeah. Yeah, man. LJ Fort, he's such an underrated piece on our defense. When he's in the game, like he flies from sideline to sideline. I understand that he's not like the youngest guy anymore, but like he still gets it done. He gets it done.
Does.
And he's got the instincts as well. So I mean, overall, I would probably have to give him a solid B. I'm gonna give him a solid B. I thought he played well this season. Of course, there were some plays where, you know, he kind of missed assignments or, you know, may have gotten beat a time or two. But overall, I thought that he played pretty well this season. I would give him a solid B.
Gotta agree. Solid B.
Yeah. So, by the way, guys, we have 130 people watching live right now. So shout out to you guys. The Rain Gang is in full force tonight. Make sure you join the Rain Gang by following us on Instagram at The Purple Rain Podcast. Also by liking this video and subscribing to our channel as well. And just so you guys know, we put out, you know, content on every Monday and every Thursday. So just be on the lookout for that. And then more stuff coming to our Instagram too.
I see, real quick, it's going to be our last Ravens thing. They say grade the coordinators. You want to do that? I mean, it'll be very quick. I think we'll all be in agreement with it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
start off with Wink.
With Wink?
Yeah.
Okay. Grading Wink on the season. Wink Martindale, Ravens defensive coordinator. I would have to give him I give him a B.
Okay.
I give him a B. I just think that, you know, our defense, with the pieces that we have on our defense, I feel like we should be a lot better. Now, one thing that I do recognize is that, you know, we were kind of shallow at corner for a good chunk of this season. And, you know, of course, we lost Tavon Young before we even got started. So that really hurt us as well. But yeah, pain, anguish, all that. But I would definitely give Wink a B overall because that defense still had some very, very solid performances. We held the Bills to 10 points offensively in the playoffs, and Derrick Henry to 40 yards rushing in the playoffs as well. So, you know, I would give him a B overall for the entire season.
Yeah, I'm going to go B+. I feel when we started the season off, we had Humphrey, Peters, Tavon Young, Jimmy Smith. Anthony Averett was our 5th corner. There was times this year he was playing at the number 2 corner. Like, that's how many guys we went down. I'm going to go B+. The thing that stops from giving him an A is those corner blitzes. Sometimes it would screw us. And I get the only reason why he did that is because our pass rush couldn't get anything done. But it's got to be Wink, definitely. Solid as forever. Hope he stays here forever. Great guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So what about our guy, Greg Roman? Greg Roman, what's your grade on him? I'll let you start.
C-, D+, below average.
Below average for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Run game A+, A+.
Right.
But even in that, he was given. This might hurt you guys, but he was given runs to Mark Ingram when he did not deserve them. That too. So we had a whole debate about that.
Yeah.
And that also helped. That brings him down. So no, I'm gonna go D+. That
D+.
takes him down. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in full agreement with you. And we'll look at it this way. Like we said before, we had the number 1 rushing attack, but the dead last passing attack. So that's an A and that's an F. And when you put those two together and you average it out, you get around a C. But then when you take into consideration what my guy Alex just said, you know, and the things that he did wrong, really, or we see that he did wrong, we believe that he did wrong, that gives him the D+, you know, not making those adjustments sometimes and, you know, just not putting the offense in the situation or the best situation to win at times. You know, another one that comes to mind, another situation from this season was that Chiefs game. You know, the Chiefs game where we stopped running. I felt like we stopped running the ball way earlier than we needed to. But
surprise.
Yep. So,
I mean, if I could throw it back, Gus Edwards broke off like a 20-yard run, 16 to 20-yard run never saw the field again. That's
Right.
that is the issue Ravens fans have with break room.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it's just with Roman, like Joseph Follett says, no trick plays for Giro. Like, we don't see anything. Like, I was expecting in the playoffs for us to run plays that we had never seen, never seen before in the regular season. Something that was just like, how like some teams have like those foolproof plays where it's like, okay, we're only going to do this one time, but we know it's going to work. You know what I mean? A play like that, or like something like that, like close to the red zone. Like when we were down, in the red zone, like close, like before Lamar threw that interception, I was thinking like, what if we drew up a play here or a play call here where we ran something kind of like what we did against the Cardinals last year in week 2, or we pumped the screen and then threw it over the top. I was like thinking like, what if we do something cool like that? But of course, no, we don't. It's the same route concepts. Lamar's eyes are glued to Mark Andrews. Boom, pick 6. So it was kind of like the same old, no trick plays, no creativity. And that's kind of like people's biggest knock on Giro. At least no creativity with the passing game.
Yep, that's how it's going to be. It's going to stay that way, unfortunately.
Yeah. Peyton says it best here. She says, how can we be so complex on the defense and so basic on the offense? Exactly.
That's a perfect point, because like the defense will throw every type of look at you that they have.
Yeah.
Offense.
It's just like, all right, we got 6-7 plays, boys.
Right.
6 or 7 plays.
I love the tweets that say this is a Ravens offense. And it's 4 Madden plays. It's like the dive, the stretch, the QB power, and like some play action play where Lamar goes out to like the right, and then just it's like short routes for other receivers, and it's 100% true.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's literally all it is. So, yeah, we'll see. All right, so moving on from that, the whole grading thing, I think that was fun, guys.
135 viewers right now.
135. We're breaking records tonight, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining.
546 subscribers.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Please, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you guys so much, and more Ravens content and NFL content coming on the way. Lord 7th actually says, "What's up, fellas? Glad to see y'all live. What's up, man? Appreciate you for coming through, bro." What you about to say though?
If you like NFL, if you like, watching highlights, I have a YouTube channel. If you're new here, simply AS10. You can look it up. We got a Dez Bryant video dropping tomorrow, and with the draft coming around, I'm your guy. I'm gonna get started on those draft videos here soon. So just drop a sub if you want.
Absolutely, and of course, like once the draft gets closer and stuff like that, you guys can throw the names of, the players the prospects that you want to see Alex make videos of. I'm sure he'd be happy to do it. People that, you would love to see come to the Rain Gang. And, I know I'll be hitting them up with like people that I want to see in highlight videos. Hopefully he makes them. But definitely you can go follow him on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter at AlexSoberman_, and on Instagram at simplyas10.prod. And if you just go on YouTube and type in Simply AS10, you'll find him. He's all over.
While we're talking about the drafts, how does the Rain Gang feel about, maybe a live draft watch party? I mean,
I think that'd be cool. That'd be dope. I like that. I like that a lot. I think the Rain Gang wouldn't mind it either. So we'll set that up.
We'd be up. 27th pick overall. So we got. Hey, we could trade up. You never know. We could trade out.
Wow. Thank you guys for subscribing. Taquan, Christian, Chris Ming 401. Let me see. There you go. Chris Ming 401. Shout out to you. He says new to your podcast. Definitely going to like and subscribe. We appreciate you. Our guy Rush.
Our guy always coming through.
Rush says, "What up, boys? What up, Rush? Thank you for coming through, man." We will also talk about this tonight. We're gonna talk about it right now. Real quick though, Quazo asks you, Alex, what editing software do you use?
I'm an Apple guy. I will forever be an Apple guy. Final Cut Pro. Costs $300. The best $300 I've ever spent in my life. I live and die by Final Cut Pro. I live and die by Apple. Yeah. I started out on iMovie, so don't feel bad using free apps because that got to start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I live and die by Apple too. I'm a huge Apple fan, but maybe we can talk about that later or some other day. But let's see.
Just hit 1 hour.
just hit an hour. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching it after the fact, we love you just as much. Make sure you like the video and subscribe as well. But we're going to talk about the Ravens 2021 opponents. We're just going to run through them and see who we're playing and what do we think about next year's opponents. So I'm going to show you guys here. I'm going to pull it up on the screen. So,
and then while he pulls it up, let us know who your most intriguing matchup will be next year. Which one do you think will be the one you'll be marking, circling on your calendar?
Right.
So I know what mine is, 100%.
Oh, you already know what yours is.
Come on. I want revenge. I need revenge. 0-3 against them the last 3 times we've played. Gotta win.
Okay. Yeah, it's just the cheat, and we get to play them in Baltimore again. So
hopefully
that's
with
like,
fans.
Yes.
Because I think about it. We're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. I think about it. We had them, that first drive, we were just running all over them, and then we settled for 3. And then they just come down, and Mahomes had his way with us. He was doing anything he wanted to. Watkins was wide open. Kelsey was always open. Tyreek Hill, Demarcus Robinson.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Let's see what the Rain Gang thinks. Just general consensus. Who is the most intriguing matchup? I see Packers by our guy BNN Productions.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that is going to be a good one. Marcus Hughes says KC. It's always KC. It's got to be KC until we beat KC, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So, Peyton says we need our get back on the Steelers. That is for sure. That's for sure, because they swept us this past season. So, and that does not sit right with my spirit at all.
Looking at you, boss. We're coming.
We're coming for you. Devon Johnson says Packers primetime. Yeah, let's talk about that Packers matchup. That's an interesting one because the Packers haven't seen Lamar Jackson yet.
I got a feeling if the Packers win the whole damn thing, they might have a new quarterback under center next year. I think it could happen. I think if the Packers win, Aaron Rodgers could retire. I think
no.
You don't think so?
That's impossible.
You don't think so?
No. I know that's not happening, bro.
You don't think so?
No, because it's just like, why? Why would he retire after winning the Super Bowl? And like his team went to the NFC Championship last year. He's back in it this year, so like he's still contending every year to win the Super Bowl.
That's true. That's true. Just he'll be up there in age. I feel like you're right. I just feel like how old is he? I think he's 37 right now, right? 37.
I believe so. Let me see. Let me verify that.
Yeah, he is 37. 37.
37, yeah. Aaron Rodgers. 37 years
old. That State Farm when he could hit different,
No. I think he's still here's the thing about Aaron Rodgers. He wants to win. He's very competitive,
Yeah.
So I don't think he's lost any love for the game. I think he'll definitely. And like Devon Johnson said, he has a new young coach. They seem to be meshing well together.
That's
they have
true,
a good thing going on.
If Brady's playing till he's 43, how long do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to play till? You think he has 5 more years in him? I think he's lagging out. So I think it's just me now. All right, well, I guess it's just me. So what is up, everybody? We're going to go along with previewing the NFC Championship game. Let me know what you guys think. We got the Buccaneers and the Packers. What you guys thinking? Buccaneers are a very good young team. It's just me now. Perfect. The Buccaneers defense, man. Can we just talk about that? Can we talk about Devin White? Can we talk about Levante David? Can we talk about Antoine Winfield? Can we talk about Vita Vea's coming back? That is a good defense. And also, we got the Packers offense. That's looking good too. I'm glad you're back. I'm talking about the NFC Championship now.
Okay.
Real quick.
My bad.
The Packers offense now. Let's talk about it. They said you got the Nelly Wi-Fi. Oh, man, they're coming at you.
Oh, no. The Nelly Wi-Fi. No, my Wi-Fi is pretty good, man. It normally doesn't do that, but I don't know. Maybe I have to look into it. But
So
yeah, what were you saying about the
I
Packers?
was talking about the Buccaneers defense, how good their defense is. Now I'm talking about the Packers offense,
Okay.
which, I mean, I watched. Did you watch the NFL All Access mic'd up? It was Jalen Ramsey and Devontae Adams going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's hard for me because outside of Devontae Adams, Lazard had his drops. Valdez Scantling had his drops. Those receivers got to step up if they want to win. They got to
Yeah.
step up. It's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a great game, bro. I think that it's hard to say. I feel like this game is set up for Brady to win because the Super Bowl, Brady in the Super Bowl playing for Tampa Bay. The Super Bowl's in Tampa Bay. It's just the stars seem to be aligning for that to happen. But in terms of the logistics of what actually might go down in this game, I feel like the Buccaneers defense, it's solid enough to contain the Packers for a little while, but I feel like eventually Aaron Rodgers will start to have his way and pick apart that defense. And I think they're going to win that game. I think they're going to beat them.
I got the
I think they're going to
Buccaneers.
beat the Bucks, man.
I got the Buccaneers. I can't go against the Bucks.
What's
only
your score
thing, though-
prediction, though? But go ahead, though.
Let me see how
you
much they
better
put up last week. What was it 31-20 last week? It was 30-20. 30-20.
say. Yeah. Yeah, man. I've got.
27-24 Bucks. It's gonna be a one-score game. It's gonna be
You
close.
said 27-24?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a little bit higher scoring than that. I'm
You
going to
think?
go. Yeah. I'm going to
Because
go.
I mean, the Saints defense was playing pretty good. But my thing though is, who's gonna guard all these weapons on Green Bay?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. But I'm gonna say 37-33. That's what I'm going to
Okay.
say. That would probably be. Would that be the highest scoring game of the playoffs so far?
I think so.
I feel like
It
it would
would.
be. And this game has all the potential to do that, honestly. Like the two offenses that we see coming in this weekend, they're very high powered. The Bucks when they're on, when Brady and the Bucks are on, they are on. And they can put up 40 on you. But when the Packers and Aaron Rodgers are on, which is like all the time, they can also put up big points. But I think that down the stretch, I feel like the Packers will in Lambeau, I got them pulling it out, man. I do.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
You're gonna go back to the schedule now, the Ravens schedule.
Yeah, we can get back to that and
Okay.
review a couple of more of those matchups, and then I guess we can go over
The AFC.
we can talk
Yeah,
about the
because
AFC game.
it went out because like you were just there. I'm like, is everything going good? So I'm like, let me just go into something that I don't need. Because I don't even know what
Yeah.
I'm playing next year by heart.
Yeah, man. It's I should have it pulled up right here for us. So, looking at our home and away schedule. At home, I'm just going to go through the list here. At home, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, of course, the Browns, Bengals. We have the Chiefs, the Colts again at home, which is interesting. The Chargers at home, which will be pretty fun. Lamar versus Justin Herbert. The Packers, which is a fun one, like we said, like Aaron Rodgers, and that's just going to be amazing. All these in Baltimore, by the way, like I said, and the Vikings as well. And then on the road, we've got the Steelers, Browns, Bengals, the Raiders, the Broncos, the Bears, the Lions, and the Dolphins. So I feel like our away schedule is really not all that difficult, no?
It's not. It's really not that bad. I would love to beat the Bears. I really would love to. Bears
Yeah.
fans really annoy me. A game like I know out of the Raiders, Broncos, Bears, Lions, Dolphins, that Ravens Dolphins game is going to be good. That's going to be a good game. They're a good team. They're going to just get better. And the Colts now don't have Phillip Rivers. He retired.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Phillip Rivers retired.
Good riddance. Bye.
Good riddance.
Never was a fan of Philip. I mean, it's got to be Packers and Chiefs, the two ones I'm really looking forward to. Obviously,
Yeah.
division, but those two are they're going to be good.
Yeah, I agree. Packers, Chiefs, and Steelers would definitely be my top 3 matchups that I'm looking forward to going into next season. Those will probably be, those are our toughest matchups for sure when you look at them. Because I mean, the Chargers, we really have a pretty nice schedule when you think about it.
It's not too much traveling. I mean, going to Vegas. Yeah, but.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, we got to go to LA, Wisconsin, Minneapolis. It's really not a whole lot of traveling. We should be okay. This year wasn't all that bad either, honestly.
Now, what was our furthest trip? Where did we go this year? Houston. I went to Houston.
We did go to Houston, yeah.
We played the NFC East, so we went to Philly, and we stayed in the state going to Landover.
Yeah.
Indianapolis. I mean, and then Tennessee we went to. We didn't do too much. We didn't go to the West Coast this year, I'm pretty sure.
Right. Yeah, I don't think we did either, honestly. Brandon Zan says, nice schedule, you tripping.
I mean,
it just doesn't seem like there's not a whole lot of teams on here. Things can change, of course, but I feel like we should be able to beat most of these teams
and make the playoffs. But you never know. It's the NFL.
It's the NFL. You know, Chris Smith says the schedule was tough in 2019. We were 14-2. It's true. Like I said,
while we're talking about that, can we agree that I'd say the NFC West is the toughest division in the NFL? That and the AFC North. Those two are pretty damn tough.
Who's out west in the NFC? Just refresh.
Niners, the Rams, Seahawks, and Cardinals.
Seahawks and Cardinals, right. Niners, Rams, Seahawks.
I think that AFC North, and I know the AFC North had 3 make the playoffs. I feel that there would have been 3 in the NFC West too if the Cardinals didn't just choke so bad.
Yeah, that's true.
And the Niners were just hurt. But those two, I mean, the North and AFC West are I think they're the best divisions in each conference.
Yeah. Niners might, hopefully they get Deshaun Watson. That'd be pretty dope. That would turn them all the way up, I feel like.
Do we want to talk about that too? Deshaun Watson, like where he should land?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in our current events section. But since we've talked about our opponents and everything like that, let's talk about the AFC matchup coming up. You want to talk about that? Just give our score predictions for that. Chiefs versus the Bills. So the Bills are going to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Oh man, it hurts to say, man. It should be the Ravens, but it's the Bills nonetheless, and we have to accept that. But the Bills are going to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs, and this game is going to be a thriller because you got 2 high-powered offenses going head-to-head, going toe-to-toe. And it's going to be interesting to see kind of what they do. And there's a lot of stories and speculation around this game, of course, regarding Patrick Mahomes, and we'll get into that and his whole situation with his head. But just overall, Alex, how do you think this game is going to go? Who do you think is going to come out on top? And what would be your score prediction?
Ooh, okay. I look at the Chiefs, the team I just can't go against because they're just so damn good. Then look at the Bills, just did to us, and they're just really good too. But I think this boils down to experience.
Yeah.
That's why I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they get Clyde Edwards-Helaire back, they get Sammy Watkins back, and most importantly, they get a pissed-off Patrick Mahomes back. So he didn't get to finish that game, and they came close to losing that game.
Yeah, I would honestly, I agree with you there. The Chiefs are the more experienced team. This is the second year in a row they've been in the third year in a row that they've been in the AFC Championship game, and they seem to be getting.
They should have made the Super Bowl the first year, but I think it was Frank Clark who was offsides.
It was Dee Ford.
Oh, Dee Ford. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Dee Ford.
And yeah, you're right. They should have made it to the AFC Championship game. Well, not the Super Bowl that year, but yeah, man,
And
they
that's
have
the
the
Super Bowl
experience.
everybody wanted. The Chiefs against the Rams because they had the great game in that Monday night.
Yeah, but that's true too. I remember that greatest Monday Night Football game I probably ever seen. But
That was back and forth. I'm happy I got to witness that. That was crazy.
absolutely. But like you said, the Chiefs just have the experience in this matchup here, and I think that they'll probably. I feel like they're gonna. It's gonna be a shootout, but the Chiefs have the bigger gun at the end of the day, and I feel like the Chiefs are gonna win that matchup. They have more weapons. They have a Travis Kelce, who I feel like is going to have a huge impact on this game. They have, a Tyreek Hill, and like you said, they're getting Sammy Watkins and Clyde Edwards-Helaire back to your point, and they still have a Le'Veon Bell and a pissed off Pat Mahomes. Now, the only thing about Pat Mahomes is that I know that like he got a concussion. He got a concussion.
Yeah.
And there's some speculation around, whether he'll be able to clear it or not. Most people think that he will be able to. But before we talk about the concussion, I just want to get into the score predictions that we have for this game.
Okay.
Now, I would say that the Chiefs, I agree with you. I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think that the Chiefs are going to win this game. I am going to go 30-21.
Okay. I'm thinking a little different. I'm going 44-38.
Oh, wow. You think it's going to be
it's-
that high scoring?
I think it's just gonna be an all-out gunslinger battle. Because Josh Allen's
yeah.
pissed off. I think he has the mafia on his back. I gotta go. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a high-scoring game.
Okay. I like that. I might be on a little bit on the low scoring end there, but what I've seen from these playoffs is that, like these defenses are really stepping up. These defenses are really stepping up, and they're playing hard-nosed playoff football. And a lot of these games have not been high scoring, even the ones that we expected to be high scoring. So I got them winning. What I say, 30-21. That's what I would go with there.
Not even a one-score game. It's a two-possession game.
I think that it will be a two-possession game, and the Bills will be trying to rally late, and Josh Allen might make a late mistake, and kind of seal the deal, send the Chiefs to the Super Bowl for the second year in a row.
Okay.
So,
you got Packers, Chiefs. I've got Chiefs and Bucks. It's gonna be a fun Sunday. Just know that it's gonna be fun.
It'll definitely be a fun Sunday. Now, let's get into our current events, guys. And shout out to the whole Rain Gang who's still watching right now. We're going to talk about some interesting topics, so let's shift our attention to these things. And we'll start off with, and real quick, our guy Devin Saunders, who says, "I'm late, but what's good, y'all?" What's up, Devin?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. But yeah, kind of segueing from that, Patrick Mahomes, his concussion, that whole thing. Alex, I want to get your take on this. I want to know what you're kind of thinking is going to happen. Do you think he's going to play? Do you think he should play? Do you think he's still hurt? Do you think he's going to be playing hurt with a concussion? Because, it's very dangerous. What's your overall thoughts about this whole Mahomes concussion situation?
I've been getting asked this question a lot because people say I look like him. I don't, but I think he'll play. He's not missing this game. He'll play. I think they won't run him at all. I think the only way he'll be able to run is wide open lane, and you'll see him slide within a 3-yard radius. If somebody comes in, he'll be sliding.
Probably like a 5-yard radius.
You think 5?
Yeah.
I mean, that's your $500 million guy. And I actually read in his contract he can't play basketball. He can't go like snowboard and ski. He can't do any of those type of activities. Yeah. So it's probably going to be 5-yard radius. You're right.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, shoot. This whole Mahomes concussion situation is very, very fascinating to me because you kind of get the idea that like the only reason he's going to be cleared to play so soon is because this is the AFC Championship game, and the NFL is all about their bottom line. They want their stars playing, and Mahomes he brings a lot of money to the NFL's pockets, so they can't afford to not have him play. But at the same time, Lamar Jackson went down with a concussion at the end of the Bills game, and they were already saying like even if the Ravens would have came back and won that game, Lamar would not have been able to play in the next week because he wouldn't have been able to clear concussion protocol yet. So I just don't know, like I don't know like how this is gonna play out. Like of course, we don't want anything to happen, bad to Mahomes or anything like that. But my concern is that he might play hurt. That he might play hurt, right. And that's not going to be good. That could favor definitely the Bills for sure. Because like you said, he's not going to be running a lot, so that affects the game plan.
But I think them getting CEH back helps him out even more. I mean, they'll use him now. He'll be in the passing game. But I think, you're right. Who have we seen played hurt before, and they just got even worse? I know the Steelers did it with Ben Roethlisberger. I think he got a concussion. They checked him on the sideline for like a play. He comes back in, throws an interception his next play. You don't want, because that could be, he can make a very bad mental error like that. You'll know it's not him.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's weird though, because it's just like, do you think the NFL is sweeping it under the rug? Like the fact that he has a concussion? Okay. 100%. Okay.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I really do. They're going to probably come out tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, right?
He practiced these past 2 days. He said, he's good to go.
Right. So tomorrow they'll probably come out and say, he's completely cleared concussion protocol, and they'll say he's ready to go. Now, how ready to go he actually is and will be for Sunday is, yet to tell. But I don't know, man. I don't want to say I have a bad feeling, but it's just like, I feel like this is dangerous, and this is a very slippery slope for the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's tricky, but I would rather see him not play if he is actually indeed hurt, because Mahomes, they put a lot of money into his pockets, and I love seeing Patrick Mahomes play. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL, but I understand that like there is no tomorrow, and Andy Reid says that, but hey, you still got next season, and Mahomes is still 25, I believe.
You still got him for the next 9 years, buddy.
Exactly. It's like come on.
You got all your big guys held down. And it's looking like you're going to keep your offensive coordinator. You're fine. So.
Right. Like, don't be greedy, Andy. I know you want that second ring.
You already got one last year. Come on.
Yeah. Come on, man. Protect
So, talking about current events, any Steeler fans in here? Any Steeler fans? Because you guys got a new quarterback by the name of Dwayne Haskins. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Former first-round pick.
I remember I was tweeting it this morning. I was actually being kind of troll. I was like, I was hyping up the fact that like there was speculation about Haskins maybe going to the Steelers, and my Steelers fans, like followers, they're like hitting me up and like, talking to me, responding to me and whatnot. But Haskins to the Steelers is very interesting for a lot of reasons. We don't know the future of Big Ben right now. I feel like he may retire. I don't know. It just really depends on what that front office of the Steelers want to do, what direction they want to go in. It's like, do we want to go another year with Ben Roethlisberger and take our chances to try to get to the Super Bowl, or do we want to just try to start fresh with our new guy and try to, start new beginnings? It'll be interesting to see, but Haskins on the bench, is he going to be backing up Mason Rudolph, or is he the number 2 guy?
Is he behind Duck Hodges at this point? And they have Josh Dobbs as well. I feel Ben's coming back for this reason and this reason only.
Yeah.
That man is due $41 million. I don't think he's leaving that on the table. That's hard. Just leave that out there.
Yeah.
I think it's just also maybe see what he has in him. And a big thing for him is kind of the off the field stuff. Is he fully on the football? And if he is, then it's a low risk, high reward signing for them at this point. So they could have found somebody, or he could just be a guy that can't farm. You never know. But it's something to keep your eye on, I say, for next year.
Absolutely. Boz says immature, but Tomlin isn't going to take that shit. If he can get his attitude right, he is a solid backup. Yeah. No harm, no foul there.
I mean, Tomlin's one of the best coaches I say to go to.
Yeah.
If they play like that, because they'll get them right. I mean, you saw with Juju, he kind of the dances stopped. They stopped.
He probably had a one-on-one conversation, and that killed that. But
I
maybe
didn't know
he
you
can
were
be a
these
solid
stuff, Bonds.
backup.
I'm sorry. I don't keep up with the Steelers like that. I apologize.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see a Dwayne Haskins redemption arc or something like that next year. Maybe. But let's see. Joseph Follett says Hodges actually got cut. Yeah, they released Duck. And let's see, still got 4 QBs. Still got 4 QBs.
Jeez.
Wow. But yeah, man, Haskins. They also put a lot of like highlights on Twitter this morning. I don't know if you saw, but like of just Dwayne Haskins like missing a bunch of throws.
Yeah, I saw that.
Stuff
I
like that.
saw that. I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty bad, but at the same time, I don't wish bad on the guy. I hope he does well in Pittsburgh if he does get the opportunity. I just hope he gets his head on straight, because he was a first round draft pick at the end of the day. So you would love to see him go somewhere and actually, fulfill that destiny that I guess he has for himself, because he was supposed to be good and he was very good at Ohio State, at least that one year. So, but yeah. Other than that, was there any other current events that were going on? You had one other. Phillip Rivers retired, right?
The Ravens cut a few people.
Oh yeah. Did we talk about that the other day?
We did not.
We didn't? Okay.
The Ravens cut Mark Ingram, Robert Griffin III, Devontae Harris, and Tramon Williams. They are now gone, but Devontae Harris tweeted out he'll probably be back. Tramon Williams got picked up by the Packers. He's now on their practice squad. Ingram and RG3, they're out there, and I found out today that they can sign anywhere. They can sign with a contender. So if a team's running back goes down, Mark Ingram will probably be picked up.
Honestly, yeah, that would be crazy. That would be wild, honestly. What if he wins a ring? That'd be dope. So good on him. We've got some chat stuff going on down here. We see Marcus Hughes says rumor Juju might come to Baltimore. Devon Johnson says I'm not mad if we get Juju, but I'd rather Devin Duvernay get his opportunities. I feel that.
I think we all agree with that.
Yeah, and then Y Jumper says if Juju doesn't get signed back, do you think that we could get him?
I think he'll want too much money, and I don't think it wouldn't happen.
And I don't feel like he would fit in our locker room.
No, he wouldn't. I think our guys are more serious. Like, we're not that dancing thing. We're that, like, go out and do it. Our guys, I mean, we'll dance and everything, but no.
Yeah. Let's see. Sahaj Patel. What do you think of Kurt Warner exposing Greg Roman? He showed one where Hollywood and Mark ran a route and ended up right next to each other. I did see that. Did you see that?
I did. I thought it was hilarious. Yep. We talked about this. It's pathetic. It's honestly pathetic that's how it is, and we both agree.
It is.
Something needs to happen in this past game.
Yeah. It really is pathetic. And like I said earlier, it doesn't make any sense how we have the most dynamic quarterback, but we have the least dynamic offense. Like, it's just it doesn't make any sense to me, because Lamar can make plays with his legs, he can make plays with his arms, but we don't give him a lot of those opportunities to make plays with his arm. So, real quick, off the top of your head, Alex, do you know how many interceptions Lamar Jackson threw this season?
Titans.
I thought it was like 8 or 9.
Titans, Bills. Okay, actually, I don't think they count the ones from the postseason. Didn't throw in week 1. Didn't throw in week 2. Week 3, don't think he threw one. Week 4, I think week 4 he threw one. There's one. Let me just pull it up, because I don't. You're asking this question next year. I will go to when I go through all the games and get film and everything. I got.
Joseph Follett says 9. Living Legend says 8. Spiritual Dove says 7. What's the truth?
The truth. There's 2. There's 4. There's 5. There's 6. There's 7. There's 8. There's 9. There's 10. There's 11. 9. 9 in the regular season. 11
9.
in the
Okay.
whole season.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, man. We just don't. I would rather see Lamar Jackson improve in the passing game. If it means that he throws a couple more interceptions, it's like, okay, whatever. But just whatever it takes to get him sufficient enough in order to carry this offense through the postseason.
Yep.
Because Lamar Jackson's still young. He still has time to develop. He still has time to get better. Like, people crucify him all the time, but he's still only 24 years old. But that also comes back down to our coaching staff, i.e. Greg Roman, i.e. John Harbaugh. Those guys putting him in the best position to win. So,
well, we got through everything. Have we got through everything? Is it
think
that time?
have.
Is
I
it our
think it
favorite time
is.
now?
Yeah.
You know what time it is, Rain Gang. Drop any question. Any question you want. We'll answer it. Sports, food, fashion, shoes, music. Actually, I'll start it off. I'll start it off.
Okay.
Today I had to go, run some errands, and I went to get my shoes, and I was going to just wear a nice pair of all-white Nikes. But I was like, you know what pair of shoes I haven't worn in a while? Some Vans.
Mm.
And I threw on my black Vans, and tell you what, they're a good go-to shoe. They're a good go. You can get them dirty. They'll clean pretty easily. But what's your go-to shoe?
My go-to shoe would probably have to be, for me. I mean, I love my Nikes. They're super comfortable. But my go-to shoe as of recently would probably be this brand is called Saucony.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar, but like Saucony, it's like an old school brand. But like they're very comfortable. I think I have one of them right here. Actually, I can show you guys. And I wear them all the time, so they might seem a little bit beat up. But like these right here, these are like my go-to shoe right now. And like I think they're like pretty sleek. Yeah, casual. I like the design on them. Nice little blue look to them. But they're super duper comfortable. So if I have to say like my go-to shoe right now would probably be Saucony. But I was a huge Vans fan back back in the day, and also Jordans too. I have a couple of Jordans still. But yeah. What about you though? What about you?
It's got to be honestly any pair of white Nike shoes. I think white shoes are my weakness. Just the clean look. I just got my Air Force Ones. I love them. I have like regular just running Nike shoes. I got a bunch of white Nike shoes, but I think that's that. But in the wintertime, it's got to be my Timbs. The Timbs are a go-to. They go. See, I just got the regular butters.
Okay. Okay. The Timbs, the Timbs, definitely a primetime winter kick for sure. Let's see. Spiritual Dub says, "Who's your favorite YouTuber?"
Ooh. Can I say myself? But
no, you can't say yourself. Got to be somebody else.
Right, let us know too if you're YouTubers. For me though, for like the reason, like a big inspiration of mine, for me is probably David Dobrik. I was watching him for like forever. Does his little vlog short. He stopped making his coronavirus, but that I was religiously watching his vlogs, and that's kind of what gave me the kick up my ass to start doing this thing because I saw like it can be anybody, and that's probably my favorite one of all time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Shoot, of all time, that's a very tough question, honestly. But if I just had to pick like my favorite YouTuber, right now, I would probably have to say my guy Lou Later. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Lou Later, but he covers technology and stuff like that. I'm very into technology. Big tech guy. But he covers all that sort of stuff. He's reviewing new iPhones, iPads, and Galaxy phones, tablets, and computers, and just talks about a lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff on his podcast. So if you haven't checked him out, check him out. It's at Lou Later, LEW, then Later. But he's pretty cool. That'd probably be my favorite YouTuber.
I'll tell you the worst type of YouTuber is the people who go into malls and try to ask people them questions. It's the most annoying thing. Or they check the chains. I'm like, I've seen it. I'll go to a mall. I'm like, really? I'm like, please, can we not do this? Like, come on now. I hate them. So like, just be original, please.
Yeah, people definitely. That's pretty corny. Boz says Simply AS10 is my favorite YouTuber.
Well, thank you, boss. Appreciate it. Means a lot.
Let's see what else we have here. Peyton Ellis says, "Who's your favorite NFL player ever?"
Ooh. Ooh. That's a good question. All time.
Favorite NFL player ever, all time. Honestly, man, it's tough, but I'm going to go with. Jeez, man, this is a tough one. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Jeez. I'm gonna go Ray Lewis.
Okay.
Because I'm a Ravens fan, as you guys know, and when I first got into the Ravens, like Ray Lewis was like a star player on our team.
Yeah.
And he brought the energy, he brought the fight, he brought the intensity to every single game, every single matchup. And I remember countless times where he would make a key play in order for us to win the game. So it's just like, for me, I'd have to go with Ray Lewis. He's the best linebacker in the history of football. So I don't think that's even debatable. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Ray Lewis.
I want to say Ed Reed, but he made me so mad with the laterals sometimes. I would say Ray Lewis too, but I think just for the question's sake, I'll go with Terrell Suggs because he was,
Sizzle.
no matter what, like I love the trash talk to his game and the way he would make his entrances. There's always something different, always something different. I'll go with Suggs. Now, non-Raven. Actually, a question I want to pose too is you're a college player, because there have been some college players who have just done crazy good, never really amounted to anything. But at all time, I think Randall Cunningham has to be up there. I really liked him. Just watching his old highlights because he was the original, dual threat guy.
Yeah.
And Deion Sanders too.
Yeah.
To do anything.
Yeah. Shoot. I mean, for college, honestly, I don't know. I can't really say anybody too specific because I never really watched a lot of college football.
Okay.
But in terms of like who I really paid attention to, I would have to say Tim Tebow, really just because of his story. And because I watched him like progress through, playing at Florida, and just how humble he was and just how dominant he was really for a while. Yeah. And then when he got to the league, he got to the NFL, and he actually beat the Steelers in the playoffs, which was wild. And then he got dominated by the Patriots after that. But, I would probably have to go with Tim Tebow in terms of favorite college player. But we have another question in here by Sahaj Patel. Says, what do you guys think about Dez saying he's tired of hearing Lamar can't throw and saying Lamar hasn't gotten a real opportunity?
We kind of covered that earlier.
Yeah.
We agree. I mean, Roman needs to open up the passing playbook. That's basically it.
That's pretty much it. Fire Kid says, who's your favorite player in the NFL today? In the NFL today, I mean, I got to go with Lamar Jackson, man. And I might sound biased because of it, but he's a lot of people's favorite players, even people that aren't Ravens fans. So, I mean, I don't feel any shame in that. I'll go Lamar. So, would you say Lamar too?
Yeah, I can't argue with it. No,
Okay.
I can't. Hard to say no to that.
Cool.
There's other players like watching.
Yeah.
Specifically, I think Herbert's fun to watch. Justin
Herbert is fun to watch. He is. I mean, if it's not Lamar, for me, it's definitely got to be Pat Mahomes, just because of how much of a cheat code he is. Just like with his arm, man, and you really saw it like in last year's Super Bowl when he drops back like 12 or 15 yards and delivers that bomb to Tyreek Hill for that clutch first down.
Too easy.
Too easy, man. Too easy. Like when you're making plays like that in the Super Bowl when the game is on the line, like, yeah, you're up there for my favorite players. But yeah. Jackson Howard says, subscribe to you guys' channel a couple of days ago. Love the content. Shout out to you, Jackson Howard. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's see. We'll take one more question here, then we'll get on out of you guys' hair. Joseph Follett says, favorite player on D? Favorite player on defense? I guess that's what that is.
Right now or
right
of all
now?
time?
Let's just go right now. Because of all time, I think we would say Ray Lewis.
Yeah, right now. Ooh. That's hard. I like watching Jalen Ramsey. Obviously, Marlon Humphrey. Marcus Peters, though, I love his trash talk.
Oh, correct. Yeah.
Oh, this is all. See, asking the favorite, it's hard. It's hard to have my number one.
Favorite player on defense for me has got to be Aaron Donald.
That's a good one.
He's just a Mack truck. He dominates guys. He's a man amongst boys out there, man. Like when you see him like throwing two dudes at the same time and then still getting to the quarterback, like he's a freak of nature, man. I've never seen anything quite like it. And in a day and age where like the game is evolving and these guys are getting better and better and better and bigger and faster and stronger, and Aaron Donald still seems to be a cut above those guys, he's my favorite player.
Strictly because of the story, and I'm happy he stayed healthy this year, I'm going to Deshaun Elliott. I love watching him play.
Fair enough.
I love a hard-hitting safety. Like a Brian Dawkins, love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
Yeah. I mean, when you have a hard-hitting safety, man, that's just – you can't ask for much. You can't ask for more than that. Like, a guy to just come in and just, like, lay the wood, like, when somebody gets past the or into that second level, you know. We saw, like, a running back get into the second level like Derrick Henry did and, you know, Deshaun Elliott crashing down and just kind of – wow. You know, you just love to see it.
And for non-Raven, Jonathan Abram plays his heart out every single play from the Raiders. He will die on the field for the team, which I love. Number 24 for the Las Vegas Raiders, Jonathan Abram, hell of a player. Hell of a player.
I have to look into him. But yeah. Rain Gang, that is going to wrap it for the night. We appreciate all of you guys for coming through for episode. This was 19, right?
19.
Episode 19 of the Purple Rain podcast. Our best episode yet, surprisingly. So thank you guys for that. It's been a lot of fun tonight. We hope you guys had fun. We hope you guys got a lot of your questions answered. And yeah, we appreciate you guys for coming through. One last time, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel as well, and make sure to follow us on Instagram. That's how you officially join the Rain Gang. Follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. And yeah, that is my guy, Alex Soberman. You can find him on Twitter or Instagram, Alex Soberman on Twitter, and then simply as10.prod on Instagram. You guys can see it listed there. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. Follow both of us, hit up both of us, chat it up with us. We love to hear from you guys. But Alex, you got any final remarks?
Real quick, just let you know, if you're doing something, if people hate on it, you're doing something right. Know that.
Right.
When people are talking about you and what you're doing is good, there's always going to be haters and doubters. I think I was watching Lamar's, it was last week before the game, he was like, I don't listen to the hate. You know you're doing something good when you have people saying, do this, do that, whatever. Just know that.
Yeah.
Keep doing you.
Keep doing you.
Anything else before I gotta say the classic line?
No, man. That's pretty much it. Like I said, guys, like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe. And thank you guys for all the congratulations, all the support. We truly do appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. And I think I speak on both of our behalves there. But yeah, you can go ahead and give the final remark, and then we'll get out of your hair.
And as always, stay positive, test negative.